Hello, everybody, and welcome into Longhorn Extra this week. I'm Laura Galindo, hanging out and making this now the Shaka Show because we've got the guy, Shaka Smart. How you been? You still doing those push-ups since last time we saw each other here on set?
You mean when I beat you in push-ups?
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to bring that up, but thanks for reminding everybody. But, yeah, those push-ups.
Remember, the next competition's boxing.
Boxing? Okay. I'm ready whenever. Can't duck me for long. We're here, though, to talk about your program. Excellent offseason. From Jared Allen skyrocketing up the draft boards, Andruw Jones going through that process, learning from that, coming back in a top 5 recruiting class. Let's start there. What were you trying to achieve with this group of newcomers?
Well, we were just trying to bring in guys that we felt like could make an impact on our program, both in terms of talent level, but also in terms of some of the intangible attributes that we knew we needed to continue to develop our culture. Obviously, some basketball needs that we felt like we wanted to address. We feel really good about the 6 guys we brought in.
Let's start by going through those 6 with the guy that's ranked number 2 nationally in this incoming freshman class, Bamba. What does he mean, his addition to this program?
Well, first of all, Mo's a great kid. He's a very, very unique person with his combination of personality, intelligence, a lot of different things he brings to the table. Basketball-wise, he's got a great skill set. He can run the floor, he can shoot, he's very mobile. And then again, on the defensive end is where he really separates himself because he can block shots as well as anybody. He's mobile on the defensive end, and I think he's going to allow us to really excel on that end.
It's interesting, once again, you bring up him being unique, him being I guess, a different type of young man in terms of the way he sees the world. And it seems like he's one of many people that you've brought into this program that you can say that about. Why is that character so important to you when you go out and recruit?
Well, you want guys that you feel like you can connect with, and you want guys that you feel like have a strong desire to grow as people. Because if you're going to go on and have success, the type of success that these guys want to have, it's going to take more than just what you do on the basketball floor. And I think Mo and Mo's family really understand that.
Got a point guard as well. What do you like about Matt Coleman and what he brings to the mix?
Well, Matt's a guy that we've known for a long time. Got to know him actually before he was even in high school. And he's always impressed me with his confidence level and just a level of energy that he brings to his teams. He helps the guys around him be better. I think in pretty short order, the guys on our team in practices and in workouts will be fighting to be on his team.
Okay.
Because he's the type of guy that he just makes the people around him play better. And those are the guys you want on your team. He's a good floor leader. He's a very good passer, great vision. And he's a guy that I think will help other guys score the basketball better.
How about Jase Febris? What's the scouting report on him?
Well, Jase can really shoot. You know, he reminds me a lot of a kid I coached at VCU named Troy Daniels, who now makes a lot of money to play for the Memphis Grizzlies. And I told Jase actually earlier today in one of our workouts, I said, hey man, if you catch the ball and you're open, you better shoot. And I call that the Troy Daniels rule. It's a pretty good rule to have.
Yeah, I would think so.
But he also has really good athleticism to him. Very bright for Jase. His final couple schools were Texas and Stanford.
Wow.
So just to give you an idea of the level of academic pursuit that there was after him. But we're really excited about Jase as well.
Tell us about Royce ONeal Jr.
Royce is great. Royce always has a smile on his face.
You love that.
Yeah, I love that. I just love guys that are appreciative of their surroundings and of the people around them. As you see on these clips, he's a guy that can step out on the floor, but he's also someone that can do a lot of damage around the basket. Royce is about 6'7", and so he'll play that forward position, again, outside, doing some things inside. He's got a high motor. Right now, he's just in the process of learning, what goes into that adjustment from high school to college. But I love his enthusiasm, and he's someone that if we can get him really playing with the energy that he walks around with all day long, playing that way consistently, he's going to be really effective.
Got some awesome names in this class, including Jericho Sims. Good name. How about the game that goes along with it?
Well, his talent level and just what he can do naturally as a player, to be honest, is probably second to none on our team.
Wow.
He his best basketball is way ahead of him. I think he has a chance to do some terrific things as a freshman, but he's still got a ton to learn. But man, he has some real natural gifts. He cuts and moves like a guy who's 6'1", 6'2", but he's 6'9", 230, 235 pounds, and he's only going to get bigger and stronger.
So this day and age, when everybody wants it right now, immediately, what can you do for me yesterday? How do you stress to a guy like that the importance of patience and developing?
Well, you know, this time of year, we're not playing games, so the focus is all about developing. So it's really not that challenging over the summer. The key is when you get into games and there's every couple days there's a result, and you know, folks want to focus so much on that as opposed to what is the progression of where a guy is. So we just try to really get these guys to understand it's going to be a journey to get to where you want to go. It may not be the same as the guy next to you. You know, it may be a little bit different progression, but if you work and you're willing to follow our process, you're going to get better and you're going to be successful.
And Elijah Long is a little different than the guys around him with this class because he comes in as a transfer. What are you getting with Elijah?
Well, Eli's a guy that he just has a real flair about him as a player. He's going to remind fans, you know, once he's eligible to play the following season, he's going to remind fans a little bit of Javon Felix. You know, a guard that can shoot the ball, can come off a pick and roll, can make a decision, you know, likes to score, but also has a lot of game to him. You know, he's got a really good way about him. Right now, he's playing with one hand because he had wrist surgery last month, and he's in there this morning working his butt off with just his left hand. Jay Lucas had him going all the way up and down the court, different dribble moves, finishes with the left hand. He'll be healthy by later on in the summer, but we're really, really excited about Eli.
Let's get into Andruw Jones and Jared Allen now, the guys that were exploring, and in the case of Jared Allen, decided to go full bore into that NBA draft. Starting with Andruw Jones, I know it was built as a win for the program to get him back, but I know that you personally probably don't see it that way because you look at the journey and the fact that Andruw, along with your staff, went through that draft process, did the combine, and learned a lot before coming back. What do you think he got out of that entire process?
Well, the first thing, Lowell, it's our job when we recruit these guys to make sure that we connect with them around their individual goals and our team goals. And, you know, for all the guys that are talented enough to be in the conversation to play at the next level, we want to help them work towards becoming that level of player. So for Andruw, had a lot of really good moments his freshman year. He had certainly some learning moments as well.
As all freshmen do.
Yeah, as all freshmen do. Jarrett did too. But after the season, he really wanted to see what kind of feedback can I get from people at the next level to tell me where I need to improve and put me in a position where if I get better in those areas, now I'll be able to be successful at that level. And I really give him and his family a lot of credit for the way they went about just wanting to learn and grow and take in information from the people that really know.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people that talk, but the people that really understand what goes into success at that level are the coaches and front office folks at that level. And again, I give Andruw a lot of credit for really wanting to know, okay, what do they think? Where do I need to grow? Where do I need to improve? What do I need to work on this offseason? And he's really hit the ground running so far this summer.
That also says a lot about you and your approach as well, opening yourself up to the family and saying, I'm not necessarily the expert in terms of what the NBA is thinking.
No, for me, you know, I felt like my role is just to communicate with those folks and get feedback from them that we could share with Andruw or, you know, with any player for that matter that goes through a similar process. You know, I always felt like there's 30 teams that actually have picks in the NBA draft, and those are the only opinions that matter as it relates to finding out what your true value is at this time as a player for professional basketball.
One of those teams is about to get a gem in Jared Allen. What have you seen in his development from the time he arrived to this point in time where it seems like that draft stock is just going through the roof?
Well, it's been about a year since he got here, Lowell, and started working out really almost exactly a year ago. And he's gotten so much better in a lot of different areas. The thing that I'm so excited about with Jarrett is his basketball also is way ahead of him.
Oh, yeah.
And I say that for a guy who had a phenomenal freshman year. But his approach this past year has been so much focused on growth, on learning. He really gets a kick out of seeing how good can I become in this area, in that area? How good can I get at this jump shot from the corner or this jump hook from this spot on the floor? And if there was one thing that I would want other guys on our team or young guys to take from him, it's just this approach towards learning as a player and truly wanting to add incrementally pieces to your game, and not just the physical part of it, but the mental part.
Finally, why has it been so important for you to be this involved with Andruw and Jarrett in a process that is sometimes cut off from the college program? You were at the Combine just the other day. You worked out with Jarrett. Why is that so critical to you?
Well, first of all, you're as involved as the young man and his family, want you to be.
But it says a lot that they want you to be involved.
To me, it's something that, you spend so much time together during the season and before the season. You're building a relationship, you're building a connection. And a lot of the communication is about, okay, how can we help you take this next step as a player and become the type of guy that can be successful first at this level, highly successful at this level, and then successful beyond. So, to be able to stay in close communication, to talk about what a guy's learning, what a guy's going through, the ups and downs that even happen after you decide to take that jump, those are things for me that I can learn from too.
Well, Shaka, as always, we do appreciate the time. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Boom, down. Arm wrestling, I win. You saw it right there. Sneak attack. Alex, let's kick it over to you.